Okay, so the IRS is suing me for about $20,000. To be clear, they're not suing me. They're suing Hood Asset Recovery, which is my overage asset recovery business. Suing it for $20,000. So let's talk about it. Let's chat about this because before you guys freak out, get all nervous, I want you to understand something. I very much knew the risks of this particular case that led to this lawsuit. I purposefully took it because I wanted to see what would happen. I was morbidly curious, and now I'm finding out exactly what would happen. But I don't want you to be nervous. I'm not worried about it myself. I can pay this, probably 3 or 4 times over just from what's in my savings account. And guys, that ain't my only account. So, not a problem, not a big deal. It is a bummer. Nobody wants to have to be in a lawsuit. But the reason I take these cases, especially at this point, I mean, I've been in the game now for years. The reason I take this case, or these types of cases rather, is so that you can learn and I can help you to pick the good cases. Now, this was obviously a bad case. No rational thinking person who has taken my course would ever have thought to do this one. Again, I even knew it. The writing was on the wall. This guy had a lot of debts. One of them was to the IRS. Now, to be fair, I didn't know exactly how much he owed the IRS. I mean, he owed them a lot more than I had thought, but I knew he had liens against him from them. It wasn't, and like a dozen other people for that matter. So it wasn't that. I was just curious because of a couple of reasons that I won't bore you with. There were a lot of details in the case where it was like, well, maybe. So anyway, so it didn't work out. So about a year after we won, I mean, because it takes people a long time to come up with these court cases. It takes lawyers forever. It takes the courts even longer. So it was probably 8 or 9 months after we won the money, and it was about $60,000. Probably about 20 of that went to me. But it was about 9 months until I realized they were actually working a case against me. And maybe another 2 or 3 months after that I was actually served, the paper saying you're being taken to court. So these things take a lot of time. So as this has been bubbling for forever, I've since won many cases. Outside of this is all I do for a living. I talk about this all the time in my videos. Still the case, nothing has changed. I don't feel the need to make as many videos anymore because I like to share the wealth with my students. The whole purpose of me making this video, just to be clear, is I want you to buy my course. That's why all these guys do it. I know they're going to title their videos in such a way that it will make you think that they're giving you free info. I assure you they're not. All of these videos you'll see, they're a complete waste of time. They're not telling you how to do overages. I won't either. I'm not going to give away the secret sauce for free. I'll have the link in the video here, and I will just tell you outright, so you don't even have to go to it. It's $1,500. $1,500 gets you the course, gets you the ability to partner with me on deals. I will answer all your questions. You will not be left in the dark. We will do these things together if need be. But the course is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, it's laid out. I tell you everything I do from beginning to end. I tell you everything. Okay, enough of that plug. Back to the IRS. So I knew it was coming, or at least I suspected it might, and it did. So I'm getting sued by him. Guys, there are ways to avoid this. Trust me, I avoid it all the time. I mean, there's several cases that I have purposefully not taken. Some of them were quite large. It was like, hey, there's a $200,000 overage, and I didn't even try. I didn't even attempt it because I looked at the liens. I looked at the other defendants and plaintiffs, and I just realized that this was a losing battle. Now, I will teach you how to do that. I will show you exactly what to look for. I'll show you how to research these things properly. I can give you resources for people who will do this for you if you don't feel like doing it yourself. I mean, there's ways, guys, there's ways to be knowledgeable on these things. And of course, that's something we run in my training program. But again, and the main point of the video is this: I do these things so that you can have a better understanding of how this system works. There are many pitfalls. If you think for a second that you're going to be able to just go do overages right out the gate and be all well and good, you're mistaken. You're going to fall into holes, you're going to fall into problems, you're going to have issues with courts and judges and all kinds of things that you haven't even frankly thought of. Now, I realize this is coming from a biased place because I'm the guy selling the course. So please, by all means, go do overages without any training, but I'm telling you, it's not going to work out. There's, at least not all the time. At the very, you could be a genius and you're still going to fall into some pitfalls that you just didn't think of because you haven't been doing it as long. And frankly, you don't know what you don't know yet. Don't mean to come off insulting. I know this even from personal experience. I have fallen into pit holes, and I go over those at length in my course so that you won't do the exact same thing. I'm not going to share them here. I'll tell you that I'm getting sued by the IRS because I'm actively researching this stuff. But I don't want you to worry about me. It's not a big deal. It truly isn't. I win cases constantly, and it's a great job. It's a great career. It helps people. It's going to help you. You're going to get to leave that 9 to 5. You're going to get to experience a better home life, if you will, because it's just you're going to be far less busy. I always tell people I work 4 hours a day, but that's not really true. I might work 4 hours a day, maybe, on these cases, and because it doesn't take that long once you have an understanding of it and know where to look and what you're doing. Plenty of overages to go around. It's the other reason I sell this course. I've been doing this for years now, and nothing has changed, and I personally don't think anything will. I think there's always going to be foreclosures, always. The markets change, the economy changes, inflation changes, but foreclosures have always been a thing, and they always will be. So, take it from me. You don't have to be worried about the IRS. You don't have to be worried about getting sued if you follow the instruction that I give in the course, and if you look for certain things that I will give you in the course. This is not something, you will be so well trained in this that you won't be nervous at all. You'll go through these cases, and yeah, you'll ditch some of them, but then you'll find others where it's like, oh yeah, we're good to go here. And I'll show you what to look for. I'll show you how to research it properly, because it's not always crystal clear. You got to dive deep sometimes. Show you how to do that, guys. I think the IRS is probably going to win this case against me. I don't think that they are correct. I think that they dropped the ball for 3 or 4 years on this case, and I think they got butthurt because I won. Not to put too fine a point on it, but this system doesn't work based on moral realities. It works based on who has the most money. That's how courts operate in the U.S. I think most of you know that. The IRS has a printing press, so we could be in court with them for the next 4 or 5 years, and they'll still win this case, because at the end of the day, I won't want to dish out the money necessary to drag this out. That's why I say they're going to win. They don't have a slam dunk case. I know I'm burying the details a bit, but that's the reality, and I want to prevent you from falling into those kinds of traps. I want to make you aware of these things so that you don't have to worry about that. It wasn't a big deal for me. It would probably be a big deal for you if you're just starting out. So anyway, guys, if you have questions, let me know. I'm not going to answer overage questions. I will answer questions about the course and about, some things that you're wondering about the overage business, but all the training will happen in the course, just so you're aware. All right, guys, subscribe, like, do all those things. appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one.